Manickam, in your case, I mean, I don't know how prepared you were for the 21st century politics, but it would be interesting to know. I mean, if I were to ask you to focus your thoughts on how to prepare for a role in politics in 21st century India, uh, would you be able to sort of guide the people who follow you, those juniors in your party, and the students out here? Because when we talk about engaging with public life, having a public life, I mean, it's different parts. I mean, a large number of students now from different colleges are interning with political parties, with governments. Business students are, as the professor from IM said. So just draw us a picture of what you think is necessary to be ready for the 21st century, and do you have a sort of blueprint for how to get into politics in 21st century?
Thank you, Shekhar, and thank you for the New Indian Express group. And the question is a very powerful question. I suppose that 21st century will have more questions to be asked, and politicians will be asked more questions. They will be held more accountability. For every action of us, it is not going to be the 20th century. Whatever action politicians are going to do, people are going to question us directly, tagging us with Twitter itself, directly asking us questions, and whatever what we speak, how we act, how we behave, everything is going to be questioned. And that's going to be a powerful thing by which it's not going to be a second term or third term. Any parliamentarian or a MLA or a downstairs people's representative is going to be questioned again and again, and they are going to change quickly. People are going to lose as questions are asked, and demands are going to be more. As policy makers, we are going to be in the old pattern. We are going to be in the 20th century model, where we will think that Chalta model. That's not going to be accepted.
So you're saying that you have to be ready to be responsive, meet expectations, and be accountable.
More accountable, and its questions are going to be more. And main thing is that the urban-rural divide. I was just watching the previous debate also. I was just going through for this session some data points, which will be interesting data. From 2000, that is the billionth child when it is born on May 11th May 2000, and from that day it is 37 crore kids are there in India now, and in that 37 crore kid, both of my sons are there also there, because they are 9 and 13 years, and in that thing 25 crore students are in schools enrolled. Schools and colleges. And in that thing, 13 crores are boys and 12 crores are women, girls. Then comes another divide which is apparent. In that 25, 7 crores are in urban areas, 18 crores are in rural India. And jobs and careers are going to be the greatest challenge for that 18 crore rural Indians, youngsters who are going to be there. Whether they are not heard about innovation, they are not heard about startups, they are not heard about patent. They don't even enter into a bank. In my constituency, for example, I had asked whichever schools I visited, I would have covered in my previous term was 250 weeks, and this is around 30 weeks is over now. I count as week. Every week there is 250 weeks we are going to be member of parliaments. And in these 280 weeks, I would have met around 30,000 kids. And when I asked them, what's your dream? What you want to become? There are 5 things I heard. 1, IAS officers. 2, police. 3, doctors. 4, engineers. 5, teachers. The teachers are most of the girls will reply the last teacher's words. And still this is the 5 careers the rural students reply. They don't know about the 6th career itself. There is a career called in which Shekhar is into it. That itself they don't know. Because rural India is completely divided with these things. And digitally how we are going to connect it, how we are going to involve them. Because whatever trillion economy we are speaking, 5 trillion in to 24, it may be 10 trillion in 230,
Whenever we get there.
whenever we get that.
So it's quite interesting what you said, that if their contextual reference is just these 5 careers, is there anything that you're able to tell the schools or the administrators to sort of hold counseling for them about at least the 9th, 10th standard students as to this, here are the 10 opportunities or 20 opportunities, or maybe screen a film for them? Something should be done. I mean, there is also the opportunity of, I mean, the mobile phone is a curse and a boon. So maybe an app which sort of gives them counseling. Is that something that you've looked at?
Yeah, we should, as parliamentarians, few of our friends has got together when I got this idea, and when we got together and we thought that thing that we should ask for a government or from our area a call center type these things, because as I speaking to you, the app this itself, downloading an app, smartphone itself, that kid which is going in a government school in a village near to Ladakh, or a village in Virudhunagar, Sempati, or a village in Bengal, it's going to be a little difficult for them to have the app phone. Because the volume is so high, because this 7 crore where it is there in the urban areas, urban centers. Urban means it is like Madurai, tier 2 district headquarters like Virudhunagar, Chivaganga, that kind of these things. But this is rural. This total data is rural, 18 crore kids are going to be, they can only call only. For them, a call can be made.
So they are still to migrate from feature to smartphone category.
Yeah. There is a gap into it. But as policy makers, we need to, I've been starting this with my colleagues to speak about it, because we have the new education policy is going to be introduced by this government. And there are very good things in that. Dr. Kasturi Rangan, I gone through the whole report also, document. It adds some radical things, but some controversial things on the language, more on specific language to be given importance like that. But their pattern, what they wanted to do is good things on the preparing India for the next century. And next decade, minimum decade, next decade is going to be the critical decade for us. And in this decade, if you are not able to provide correct
Counseling.
live counseling,
Yeah.
it's going to be
Very difficult. Yeah.
difficult.